Evening guys, how's everyone doing? Hope you're all good. So today I thought I'm just gonna have a look at the previous cycle to just let you see where I kind of think the plan is going. So as you've noticed before in this cycle, I've got the trend lines going in a parabolic move. It's an easier way to track it. But you can see in the previous cycle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Previous cycle 1, 2, 3 almost, and in this cycle you can see 1, 2, 3, and now we're looking for the fourth. But I don't know what happened in my previous chart. This was not angled correctly, and I noticed it today. So what I've done is I've angled that correctly through the daily. So you can see one hit, one hit, one hit. Now, look how perfectly it pretty much hits it. Now that's support for the trend line. It come down, fake out, up, come back, a retest it. So it's a retest of this major trend line plus it's a retest of the 50% of the wick. So we filled the wick and now we're moving up. So this is very bullish. And I think finally, hopefully, the majority of the long liquidation's gone. Because in the last couple of, look at that, that's 800, 600, 900, 700, 700, 500. In total, the last week and a half, $5 billion worth of longs have been liquidated. And that's with people just constantly opening up the longs trying to catch this move. And you can see it reflecting on the weekly chart in these wicks. Just retracing down, retracing, constantly liquidating everyone. So hopefully this now, the move is over and we can start making our way up. Now if we look on the daily, we've got a wee bit more longs opening up, which, they've opened up 1.8 billion worth of longs, so they're just they're still opening the longs, but we got 4 billion worth of shorts and 2 billion worth of longs. So you wonder, has it damaged the market enough? It's taken enough before it wants to move up, because there's no real liquidity until I've gone in the weekly, and I can see 110 million just above 91,000 and 126 million just above, around about 95,000. So this looks like this is the obvious move. Price is here. Why not just pop up and take that? Why not pop up and take it? But when I look up into the 2 weekly, that's when we start seeing the difference in the liquidations. Look at all this. Now all of a sudden, we know that price gravitates towards liquidity. The market makers like to push it up. So now this here, okay, a lot more liquidity up here. And if we go in the monthly, we can see something very similar. Now we see the obvious move. Because when we're looking at this, we're seeing there's some longs opening up here. Is it going to flush down again? But if we take a step back, we can see the obvious move here. This bar here, this shows you when it's deep purple here, there's no liquidity. So no liquidity here. It's taken it all, this bottom of the market. And the top of liquidity there, it's around about 252 million at the brightest point. So you can see, if we take a step back and just look at it, it's going to start moving up to 100. So this looks like the obvious move to me, especially after coming down and having these two major strong wicks here, retesting the major trend line, getting back into range. And I believe we are above the EMA as well. So faked out, cut back above the 200 EMA, faked out again, back up above the 200 EMA, and we're moving up. So this is all good signs. I was going to say a healthy correction, but this was I can't remember the last time something like this happened. This is what makes me think even more that there's a massive move coming, because this kind of flushed down 2 weeks in a row on this level. I can't remember the last time this happened. So this makes me think these orders for buy orders are setting this right back up. So there's a big move getting built up here, and I think this is the final stage of it. And if we look at total 3, this is holding above the last pivot, and it's holding above the major 50%, and they're building long wicks too. So the position in Bitcoin is getting built up, and the position in the alts is getting built up as well. And you see it, the total market cap, Bitcoin and alts and everything, it's come down, it's hit this last pivot as support, and the wicks are there too. So there's big positions being built across Bitcoin and all the alts. So this makes me think that there is a huge move coming. Maybe one that we don't even... I'm not going to jinx it, but I think there's potentially there's a move coming up for sure. 100%. No, not 100%. I believe there's a move coming up. But I wonder if we're maybe going to get another angle on top of this. But that's for future charts. It's just a thing I'm thinking about. And if we look at the stablecoin USDT dominance, it's come up and it's wicked straight back down. It's come up and it's wicked straight back down. And these wicks pushing price down, this is people offloading their stablecoins and buying into Bitcoin and alts. So you can see how they marry up. When these positions are being built, you see the long wicks getting pushed up. They're moving from stablecoins into cryptocurrencies, and you see the stablecoins dominance going down because they're moving out of stablecoins into Bitcoin, out of stablecoins into alts, and they're building these positions. So there's a huge move getting built right now. And then look what we've got here. The dollar. Only a couple of days ago, guys, I showed you this head and shoulders. Now, when you get a reversal pattern, when it's at the very top, price has been for a long time, this is a good sign. But look how fast this is dumping down for the dollar. So we got our measured move from the top of the head to the neckline. That's your measured move. You put it where the neckline breaks, and price should really come down to that to complete the move. But seeing that there isn't too much there, it should come right down to the bottom of the range. But look how fast it's moving. It's now below all the major EMAs. It's now making its way down on the head and shoulders. This is like, look at the size of these candles. 1, 2, 3. And look at the size of them. If we go back on the daily chart, when was the last time you see 3 candles like that in a row? You could maybe see one candle there and up, and maybe one candle, but this is just, the dollar is just dumping. Now this is what Trump wants, because he wants a weaker dollar. That means his exports, he'll get more exports because the dollar's weaker. Now if you remember some of my first videos when it looked like we were getting a reversal up here, and it was coming up, and I was saying, I don't know what Trump's going to do, but he's going to do something, because he needs a weaker dollar, because he wants exports to be America's big thing. And if you remember, on the last time he was president, I think it was 2017, maybe, somewhere around about there, first thing he said when he came in, dollar's too high, needs to come down. As soon as he comes in, he is pushing this dollar down already with his policy. So this is good, because when the dollar goes down, stocks and Bitcoin goes up. So we haven't quite seen, well, we've seen the move come up from the reversal for Bitcoin, but we see this here, a big move is being built, a big position's being built. On the altcoins, big positions being built. And you can see in the stable coins, they're moving out of the stable coins into the big position. And now we're seeing the dollar dumping down, and it's dumping hard. That is moving. Look at that on a weekly bar. That is moving. The last bar like this we've seen was near the top here, and it's just dumped down ever since there. So if we get a big huge dump down here, the way this is moving, we're going to be down here in no time, and down at the bottom channel. And I'll just say it one more time, if this channel ever broke, because this is a bearish pattern, an upwards channel breaks down a large percentage of the time. God, if this, just to sit there, sometimes it's like, what would you do if you win the lottery and you actually think about winning the lottery? This would be like one of those days, because this, these Bitcoin blow off top cycles. This is when, this is from 2009, 2008. So this whole thing is Bitcoin's cycle, Bitcoin's lifetime. And when they have blow off tops, this is when the dollar dumps. But the dollar's just dumping in this channel. Imagine the dollar dumped and broke this channel and dumped all the way down. That would be so crazy. But it's mad, because Bitcoin is up at almost all-time highs. And we haven't really started, the rate cuts have started, but quantitative easing hasn't started yet. If they start expanding the balance sheet, this is gonna go flying. What have I got? Aye. So if I just remove these EMAs, this is the Fed balance sheet. And whenever they increase the balance sheet, whenever it increases, price goes flying, because they're basically just pumping. This is COVID. This is when they basically pump the economy with money. They print it, they inject it, so there's more money going around. And see, the last couple of years they've been taking money out of the economy, so it's been making everything tighter and harder for everyone. So Bitcoin's at all-time highs, the stock market's at all-time highs, and they haven't even turned this on yet. You've got global money supply. Nah, it's not going to work on this one. Yeah, they haven't even turned this on. So if they turn this on and start actually pumping money back into the economy, printing it and pumping it in, I think there's a chance this dollar, if they print that off, if you look at the previous moves of when they go printing, huge moves up, huge moves up, huge moves up, the dollar is at a point now where it's close. It's like 3/4 down this channel, and they haven't even turned on the printers properly yet. So if they turn on the printers, I don't think anyone's talking about this as well. If they turn on the printers and it's 3/4 down this channel already, it's going to break through this channel. Because you just can't expand the balance sheet on it, and for it just to kind of casually bounce off that. That's just, once they start expanding that balance sheet and start buying assets and printing money, it's just going to send the market. And the dollar's already down here, so just the thought of that is just. You know what? I'm saying it, but I'm not even entertaining that thought because it's so. The markets will be crazy. We will all just be very rich people. So let's bring this back in. Bring it back in. So we've got the dollar breaking down very, very hard. I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's come right back into trend, back into range. So this should push assets up, and we've got big positions being built across the board, across crypto as a whole. So I think we're very soon about to see the next major move in Bitcoin, something along the likes of this. Top of the range and then breakout. Top of the range and breakout, something like this. And I think that'll take us somewhere in this region. Something like maybe that. And then definitely worth taking profits around here, depending on how it is. Then you might get back, retest this angle, and then it might get this last one where it just goes parabolic, and then we'll track that and then cut out here, somewhere here. I've got my own system, so when it triggers I'll take profit, but if for some reason it doesn't trigger, this breaker trend line will be my get out. But that's far in the future, but just thought I'd give a wee rough game plan for it. So guys, things are looking good. Things are looking good. Looks like the majority of the longs, 5 billion longs, have been liquidated. The major moves played out. We've bounced off the major trendline support. We've done it 2 weeks in a row, which is pretty much unheard of. So that is such a severe, if you've lived through this, you've probably lived through one of the worst shakeouts it's been in a very, 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 very long time. So well done for still watching this video, guys. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Here every day, put out the videos, same time again tomorrow. Cheers guys, bye.